Let's start standing. Just adjust my laptop. Let's start standing with our feet together. Turning your heels out to the corners of the room and the fronts of the feet to follow. Soft through the knees, bring the hands to the hips, sending the hips all the way back and forwards. All the way back and forwards. All the way back and forwards. And then to your midway point between the two. Straightening up through the knees, bring your hands to the outside of your ribs. Big breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Again, big breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. One more big breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Arms down by your sides. Roll your shoulders. And remember your golden thread from the base of your skull, pulling you up nice and tall to the ceiling. Turning the head side to side. And down to the floor, up to the ceiling. And back to center. Bring your hands to your shoulders. Circle those elbows around. I think we're all in jumpers today. It's a bit cold, isn't it? Reverse the direction. And back to center. Bringing your fingertips together. Soft through the knees. Twisting around side to side. Just as far as feels good in your spine today. And back to center. Leaning the weight into one foot, bring your knee up and circle your hip open. I'm sorry, if you can't see my leg, I will adjust the camera. So you're circling that hip open. And reverse the direction. Holding the leg up, point and flex the foot. And gently place it down. Let's go for the other side. So we're leaning the weight into the other leg now as you circle the other hip open. And reverse the direction. Holding the leg up, point and flex the foot. And gently place it down. Bring your feet to Pilates V, so that's heels together, toes apart. We're going to come up onto tiptoes and down. Up and down, chest forward and shoulders back as you rise and fall slowly with control for 3, for 2, and 1. Come up onto your tiptoes and hold, circle the arms around. And reverse the direction. And gently coming down, fantastic. We're going to come to the front of the mat. Hip bones are going to stay facing forwards as you step back with one foot. Lower that knee down as far as you can, trying to keep the chest nice and upright. And then stepping forwards. Other side, stepping back and forwards. The goal here is not speed, it's just to try and find that balance as you step back into that lunge. Well done. Keep moving. We'll do one more each side. And back. Coming to the top, let's take the right leg back, right foot back. Coming down, lowering into that lunge, and then we're going to pulse. Pulsing into that leg. You should feel it really in the thigh on the back, both thighs really. For 3, 2, and 1. Step forwards, left foot back, lowering that knee and pulsing. Well done. For 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Taking your feet about mat width distance, wider if it feels more comfortable. You can turn your toes out ever so slightly if it helps. We're going to keep the legs straight as you lean down. Don't worry about where you get to, but just leaning forward with straight legs and then reaching straight up. So we're reaching down, stretching out the back of the legs, and then reaching up. Reaching down, reaching up for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Excellent. Take those feet closer in so they're about hip distance apart. Place your palm against the back of your hand, arms up to the ceiling, nice and straight. And we're going to draw a circle on the ceiling using your hands. Keep your arms in line with your ears. So you're really circling from the spine. So keep those arms up in line with your ears the whole time. Reverse the direction. Well done. And down, perfect. Coming to the back of your mat. Sorry, my tummy is now bulging out absolutely everything. Taking those feet to hip distance apart. Roll your shoulders. Big breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth, chin to chest, rolling down. Nice and slowly. Pausing at the bottom, let your head be heavy. And then bending those knees as much as you need to walk those hands down into plank. You feel free to drop to your knees if it's more comfortable to do so. Well done. Navel is drawn in. For 3, 2, 1. Gently lower your knees down and press back into your shell position, your rest position, with your knees as far apart as you need them. Try and stretch your hands out in front of you. Press your palms down into the mat. Brilliant. Coming up and forwards into your box position. So your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips. Feel free to adjust your cameras if you would like. Perfect. So we're in our box. Fingers are spread nice and wide. If you feel this hurts your wrists at all, you can be on your fists. If they're really sore, then you can come down onto your forearms instead. We're going to inhale to arch the spine and exhale to round. Breathing into arch, exhaling to round. Try and keep your navel drawn in. Inhale to arch, exhale to round. And then coming into neutral. So neither arching nor rounding, keeping the navel drawn in the whole time. We're going to take the right arm and the left leg. So start with your right arm reaching forwards and your left leg reaching back, opposite arm to opposite leg. Navel is drawn in. Hold. Try and lift your leg as high as you can. And then gently release. Let's change sides. Left hand, right leg. Try and reach long through your limbs. And down. Right hand, left leg. And hold. Now we're going to take a dip down to the mat and lift them back up. Dip down and lift. Dip and lift. 3 more. For 3. For 2. And 1. Hold. Reach long. 3, 2, 1. And down. Same on the other side. We're going to take the right leg and the left arm. And we're going to dip down to the mat and up. Down and up. Down and up. 3 to go. For 3, 2, and 1. Holding up, reaching long. 3, 2, 1, and down. Perfect. Well done. Take a moment if you need to. You can come off your wrists, give them a little roll. Take a deep breath. Prepare yourself. Coming back into your box position. We'll come off the wrist soon, I promise. We're going to take the back of the right hand to the forehead, and we're going to extend the left leg back. Option to hover the left leg off the ground. We're going to take the elbow down to the mat and then twist around to the ceiling. So elbows going down to the mat, and twist to the ceiling on an exhale. Inhale the elbow down, exhale to twist. 3 more, for 3, for 2, and 1. Well done. Hand down, knee in. We're going to take the right leg back, back of the left hand to the forehead. Again, you can hover that leg if you want the challenge. Inhale the elbow down, exhale to twist. Inhale down, exhale twist. Inhale down, exhale twist. For 3, 2, and 1. And down. Take your right arm out to the side, circle it round. Reverse the direction. And gently thread the needle. So place that arm between your other arm and your leg, trying to get that shoulder down onto the ground. And breathe. Coming back up, let's take the left arm out to the side, circle it round. And reverse the direction. And thread the needle. On this side. And that's fantastic. Let's come to our seated position. I'll mainly be talking you through this next abdominal piece. So we're going to start with your feet down on the ground. If you fancy a challenge, then you can bring your legs together and hover them up. Hover the feet up, squeezing the inner thighs together. So if you've got your feet down, then take your arms out in front of you, and we're going to start just rolling back and then sitting up, but really challenge yourself to come further down than I am. So we're just leaning back and leaning forwards. If you have your legs up and you want the extra challenge, as you lean back, let your legs straighten out away from you and then back in. So you're kind of opening out and then bringing yourself back in. Using your lovely abdominals. Keep your navels drawn to your spine the whole way. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. I suggest taking the feet down now, but if you feel like really strong and you want to go for it, then absolutely keep your legs hovered up in the air, sorry. We're going to keep the arms out in front of you, and we're going to take one arm down, the other arm up. Keep the arms reaching long and switch sides. And switch. And switch. Challenge yourself to lean further back. Switch. And switch. Take them both out in front of you. Arms out to the side and center. Side and center. Side and center. For 3, for 2, and 1. Excellent, well done. Come to lie on your right hand side. Starting off with a little bit of side plank, because I went pretty easy on, 0 push-ups today, so I know we can handle a little side plank. So setting up on your forearm with your elbow underneath your shoulder. Options here are to either keep your legs bent with your top foot in front of your shin, or you can stretch your legs out long with your right foot in front of your left. So those are the 2 positions. The legs out long is slightly harder. We'll demonstrate in the modified. So we're going to have the arm out to the side, big breath in through the nose. Exhale up into your side plank, reach that arm overhead. Inhale down. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Come to lie down on your arm with those legs bent. Getting a good view of my big belly, I'm sorry. I need to find some maternity sportswear now. So keeping your knees bent, keep your hips stacked one on top of the other, so try not to let them roll forwards or backwards. You can have your top hand down to support you. Keep the feet together, open the knee and close the knee. Open and close. Think about keeping the navel drawn in and the waist hovering off the mat. Open and close. Open and close. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Lift that leg to hip height. We're going to go knee to knee, toe to toe, knee to knee, toe to toe, knee to knee, toe to toe, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Keeping that leg at hip height, circle the hip around. Try not to let that foot come towards your bum. You want to keep your knee, imagine it's in a knee brace, and reverse the direction. Keep breathing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently lowering it down. You can give your bum a punch if it needs it. Straightening the legs out and then bringing them forward so they're in a, hopefully not colliding with a beanbag like my legs are. Hopefully bringing your legs forward so that you're in an L shape. Flexing the feet, so opposite of pointing. We're going to lift that top leg and lower. Lift and lower. Really slow on the way up and slow on the way down as well. No crash landings. Lift and lower. For 3, for 2, and 1. Coming down for a moment, take a deep breath. Exhale, lift that leg to hip height, and we're going to kick your heel back up in a diagonal line. So you're going up in a diagonal line behind you, and then back to hip height. So it's a small movement, but a tough one. Your heel is kicking up towards the corner of the room, like drawing half of an X. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently place it down, bend your knees, bring yourself up to seated. Enjoy the burn. It'll be over before you know it. And we're going to do the same lovely thing on the other side. So with your forearm down to start on the left, setting up for side plank. So again, we can either have your legs bent with your top foot in front of your shin, or you can straighten your legs out with your left foot now in front of your right. Totally your shout, whichever you prefer. Have the arm out to the side. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale to lift up into your side plank. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. 5 to go. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. Coming down to lie on your left hand side, head resting on your arm. Bending those knees to start. Waist is hovering off the mat, top hand down to support you, head resting on your arm. Keeping the ankles together, making sure the hips aren't rolling back. We're going to lift the knee and close. Open and close. Open, close, open, close. For 3, 2, and 1. Lift that top leg to hip height. Let's go knee to knee, toe to toe, knee to knee, toe to toe, knee to knee, toe to toe. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Top leg to hip height. Circle around. Better to go for smaller circles that are balanced and well executed than really big ones where your body is kind of rocking around. So just really focus on that stillness in the torso and reverse the direction. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give your bum a punch if it needs it. Straightening out the legs, bringing them out to your right angle. So your body is in an L shape. Flex the feet. Lift the leg and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. For 3, 2, and 1. Lift that top leg to hip height. We're going to draw that half of an X, so the heel is going to go towards the corner of the room, top corner, and back in line. Swinging it back and forwards. As I say swinging, it's a very controlled movement. Back and forwards for 3, for 2, and 1. And bend those knees. Push yourself up to seated. We are going to take yourself into a cross-legged position. Take your right hand or forearm down, as long as you can keep both your sit bones on the mat. And then the other arm goes up and overhead to stretch out the side of the body. And then over to the other side, left hand or forearm down. Stretching out. And back. Perfect. We're going to come to seated. Options now. We can either have your hands down, fingers spread nice and wide. We're going to set up for a reverse box. If your wrists are feeling tired, then you can come down onto your elbows and we're just going to lift the hips instead. So if you're preferring this one, then we're just going to lift the hips up and lower, keeping the chest nice and pushed forwards. If you want to join me for the full reverse box, then feet are hip distance apart and parallel. Fingers are facing your feet. Big breath in through the nose, shoulders back. And we're going to exhale, lift up into reverse box. Inhale to lower. Keep the arms straight. Exhale, lift the hips high. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently come down and lie down on your back, please. I will talk you through this next bit. Perfect. So we'll start off with hugging your knees into your chest, taking a little rock side to side. Try and resist the temptation to cross at the ankles. I know it's very tempting, but keep your ankles uncrossed. And then hugging one knee into your chest, stretch the other leg away, hovering it off the mat, if possible. If it's not possible, don't worry, keep it down. If you are feeling really strong, then you can lift your head and shoulders up. Then you're going to change which leg you have hugged in, so single leg stretch. If you like to have your head and shoulders lifted, but you feel a straining in your neck, you can place one or both hands behind your head and just continue with the legs. So keep switching those legs. The main thing to consider is keeping the navel drawn in and your lower back stays glued to the mat. So don't worry so much about if you have your head up or down, just make sure you've got that connection of spine to mat. Keep switching. Well done. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking your legs into tabletop. We're going to set up for the 100. So if you can, try and keep your head and shoulders lifted, and we're going to pump the arms. If you want to keep your head down, that's absolutely fine. Try and take your knees a little bit further away from you if you can. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale, pump the arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, and gently come down. Take a moment. Take a moment of rest. We're going to repeat that in case I wasn't clear with the breathing, in case you weren't sure. The inhale lasts for a count of 5. So we're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you breathe out for 5 seconds as well. So it's not kind of like short breaths. You want to take nice, long, deep breaths. So setting up again, if you want to go for the full version of the 100, the legs are squeezed together and the legs are straightened out. You can have your head and shoulders up or down. It's up to you as long as the lift is coming from your abdominals rather than your neck. Big breath in. Let's breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. Come down, hug your knees into your chest. Taking those legs stretched out towards the ceiling. You can have a little bend in the knees if you need to. Point the toes, glue the legs together. Take your hands down by your sides and you're going to draw a little circle on the ceiling using your toes. So you'll feel that the lower down towards the ground your feet go, then the more your abdominals are going to be working. Try to avoid the temptation for the circle to be drawn by your leg folding in on itself. So it's not like you're not moving from the knee. You want the movement to be coming from the abdominals. So even if your knee is a little bit bent, pretend that it's straight. And we're going for slow and controlled. And you can make the circles as big or as small as you prefer. Bigger is harder. And we're going to reverse the direction, keeping it nice and slow. Really slow. Well done. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your feet down to the mat, hip distance. Setting up for spine curls, so feet planted down, big breath in through the nose. Exhale, start to tilt your hips towards your shoulders. Peel your spine up off the mat into your shoulder bridge, 1 vertebrae at a time. Breathing in. And as you exhale, start to peel the spine back down. Breathing in at the bottom. Exhale, start to peel your spine back up. Breathing in at the top. And on an exhale, gently peel yourself back down. Well done. We're going to do one more. Exhale, peeling yourself up. Breathing in. And now we're going to keep your hips nice and lifted. Arms down by your sides. We're going to come up onto tiptoes and back down. Tiptoes and down. Tiptoes and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. You can take a little break if you need it. Otherwise, we're going to lift one knee up into a march. So lifting that foot up into tabletop, gently placing it down, and then changing sides. So the aim here is to keep those hips nice and high. Slow and controlled with your moving. This isn't your cardio class. No bonus points for speed here. I'm looking for control of movement. Well done. Keep going, keep going. Well done. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently placing both your feet down, gently roll yourself down. Taking a moment. If you feel any soreness in your knees at all, then please be mindful of that because we don't want soreness of knees. If you feel that, perhaps you need to step your feet slightly further away from you and maybe slightly widen the stance. But if you feel anything in your knees, then please either come down or give me a wave because I really don't want you to be sore in that part of your body. We're going to peel back up into your shoulder bridge when you're ready. So peeling back up, hips are high. Perfect. Then we're just going to lower the hips down and lift them up. So really squeeze the glutes at the top. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Let's do 5 more for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding up high at the top, little pulses like we did at the beginning. So little pulses of the hips up and up and up. Keep pulsing, keep pulsing. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gently peeling down. Fantastic work. We're into the stretch. Well done. So let's take the left foot to cross over the right knee. And left foot over right knee. And you're either going to push that knee away so it creates a right angle, or you can hug your knees into your chest and take a little rock side to side. And gently placing your feet down. We're going to change sides, so right ankle over left knee. Either pushing that knee open or hugging the knees into the chest. And gently release. Well done. Rolling over onto your right hand side. Now you're going to open out the chest. So with your legs bent, arms out in front of you, palms together, you're going to draw a rainbow all the way overhead, keeping your arms straight. So tracing a rainbow all the way around. And when your arms are outstretched, you're going to close it off across the body. Then we're going to do 7 more. Slowly, slowly, 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Lovely. Coming up and over onto the left hand side. Arms out in front of you, knees are bent. And we're going to repeat 8 of these lovely rainbows on this side. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pushing yourself up to seated. We're going to take those feet together, soles of the feet together. And if your knees are up quite high, hold on to your ankles or your calves, lean forwards with a straight back and use your elbows to push your knees down. Alternatively, you can hold onto your feet and lean forward that way, but try and keep a flat back and keep yourself leading with your chest rather than your nose, so your neck stays in line with your spine. And release. Take your feet slightly further away, so you're creating a diamond shape with your legs. Don't worry, let your heels stay together, but don't worry about the soles of your feet if they come apart, your balls of your feet. And then leaning forwards again with a straight back. Use your elbows to push down just above the knee, kind of in the soft bit of the thigh. And you should feel opening out in the glutes. And coming up, let's take your legs out in front of you. Bend one leg in, flex the foot on the leg that's long, and lean forwards. Again, leading with the chest. Keep the neck in line with the spine. It doesn't matter where your hands get to, the main thing is to keep your back and your leg straight as possible. And release, changing sides. Flexing the foot, leaning forwards. Straight leg, straight back. And gently release. Let's come up to standing. Holding on to a chair, a wall, or anything stable if you need to. Keeping the weight in one foot. We're going to take the other leg back and stretch out your quads, your thigh muscles. Trying to keep your knees together. And think about your hips and your chest pushing forwards. Gently release, let's change sides. Bring that foot as close in as possible. Knees together, hips and chest forwards. And release. Feet are hip distance and parallel. We're going to interlace the fingers behind your back. Try and get your palms together, don't worry if they don't want to. And as you push your chest forwards, your hands are going to go away from you. And really don't be afraid to exaggerate that chest forwards. I know it can feel really strange and it's not a sensation you're probably used to, probably since puberty if you're anything like me, always kind of hiding away, but really push your chest forward. And then leaning forwards at the hips, taking those hands up to the ceiling. Try and keep your legs straight and relax your head. Gently release the hands, stay in your forward fold, and let your hands and head be heavy as your legs stay straight. Gently bend the knees, roll yourself up to standing. Rolling the shoulders, fingertips together, soft through the knees, twisting around side to side. Back to center, roll the shoulders. Reaching one arm out in front of you, fingers facing down, palm away from you. Really gently guide your fingers to face down. Please be really, really gentle with this. This is definitely not one to get competitive about. And changing sides. Again, fingers facing down, palm away from you. And release. And you are done. Thank you very much for joining. Glad to see you're all well and see you soon.